Welcome to part 4 of Soditseptember, which is sort, organise and declutter to you and I. Now, in the last episode, I ended up doing a bit of a deep clean of the bedroom, and this had such a positive impact on the room and how I felt in the room that I decided to do a similar kind of thing with the family bathroom. So showing you now some of the things I want to tackle. We've got lots of water staining on this floor. We live in a hard water area, we get a lot of limescale, and where the kids are, constantly chucking water out the bath, if we don't get to it quickly enough, water sits for any length of time, we end up with limescale. We've also got this cruddy, limescaley, yucky bit on the bath panel. It's tricky to get to, it's built up over time, and that is really bugging me. And just a general large amount of plastic toys, which I guess is a normal for a family of 3 young children. But I would say our kids have a few favourites that they play with every night, and then the others just don't get touched. But they're still quite fond of them, so some of them are harder to get rid of than others. But I have a few in mind that I want to move along, shall we say. I don't think they'll notice. So I am doing this around work as usual, so I have got 45 minutes. I could push it to 50 minutes, but I really can't go any further than that. So I started out thinking I will just get everything that was in the bathroom out so that I could clean it properly, which is what I did with the bedroom. But as I was moving the toys, I realised that quite a few of them were quite grubby. When I moved this particular, it's like a little coffee maker toy, and my youngest loves it. Middle child is also quite fond of it, but youngest absolutely loves it, and she plays with it all the time. So this is a very popular toy. So I was initially thinking I would just leave it there because I knew we wanted to keep it. But I thought, for the sake of completeness of doing a deep clean, we'll remove it and we'll clean behind it. Thank goodness I did, because it was absolutely disgusting. Then I decided, actually, I want to chuck all the plastic toys in the bath with a load of bleach and give them a proper scrub. So that's what I did. If you're using bleach chemicals, make sure you're in a well-ventilated space. I am not in a well-ventilated space. The bathroom is central in our building, does not have any external windows, so I can't open a window, so I left the door wide open. I also can't put a fan on because that doesn't work. But that doesn't work, and it's a one where we've given up. We've given up on a fan working in there, and we don't really need a fan in there. So I've made sure I keep the door wide open, and that I'm basically not staying in there for too long with the bleach. So that's my plan. And I had a bit of a scrub on the wall of those marks. They came off really easily, and then I left some bleach on the wall to get rid of any more sticky sort of mould marks there. And I'm basically just having a little rinse of some of the toys now, and thankfully for you guys, I've deleted a bunch of this footage and fast forwarded it so that you don't have to watch me doing the same thing over and over for too long, or terrible angles, because the bathroom is very small. So initially the footage I showed you at the start, I had to take on a wide angle in order for you to actually see the bathroom, because it is that small. I really have just this small space to stand in, and that is it. So it is a tricky one. It's a tricky one to clean. It's a tricky one to film. So bear with me, okay? But it'll be worth it for the end result, okay? Now, if you have a man in your life, but especially if you have boys, if you have boys in your house, then you're going to want to clean in a good half-metre radius around your toilet, because you just have to assume that everything in a half-metre radius around your toilet, if not more, has got wee on it, okay? That's just what you have to assume, because I don't know, if you've got kids and they're anything like my kids, there's just constant misfires, and even when you think you've got everything, you haven't. Every now and again, I feel like the bathroom gets a little bit whiffy, and I basically have to wash everything around the toilet, walls, skirting, all the floor, back of the toilet, the you know, around the actual like toilet pan at the bottom, everything. I have to give it like a really good deep scrub. Thankfully, actually, it wasn't too bad. Like smell wise, it was okay at the moment. But there was you know, just a general grubbiness around. The wall hadn't been cleaned for a little while, so I wanted to tackle all of that as part of this clean. But also, we do only have 45 minutes, so I am kind of like, well, I'm definitely like stretching things time wise here. With the bedroom that I did in the last episode, I went overtime and I ended up cleaning into the early evening and had to send my husband to pick up toddler from nursery. I cannot do this today because my husband is going to, we live in Essex, he's going to Birmingham, so quite a distance away for work. He's staying there overnight, he's got something the next day. So like he was just coming home, grabbing his things and then heading out the door. I say that, he did more than that actually. He did make the kids' beds and he ran the bath and everything ready. So he helped as much as he could. But what he couldn't do is be doing nursery runs and just do more, any of bedtime really. So I had to have this done. I had to have the bathroom operational so that we could do bath time with the kids. I had to have all the stuff like sorted, and I knew that. So the pressure was on, but also I feel like pressure is good. Like I definitely thrive on a bit of time pressure when it comes to cleaning, decluttering, all of that. It's that bit, anything basically. I am definitely one of those people. I need a deadline. Like I need to leave, you know, that important piece of work a little bit too long, and then I'll do a really good job of it in a shorter space of time. And that just works for me. Having the timer is really helpful therefore, because I have that like visual constant reminder as I'm doing something before I like get off track, because I do have a tendency to like go off track, and I'll see something and I'll be like, do you know what, I'll go and do that now, and do you know what, I'll go and do this now, and then before I know it, I run out of time. So have my visual timer there, and I know like right now at this point in the clean, I think I had around about 20 minutes to go. Now I have 20 minutes to go, but all I've essentially done is clean the toilet, a little bit around the toilet, and then I have put the toys in the bath full of bleach water, but haven't done anything else. So in 20 minutes, I've got to clean the sink, clean off all of the toys, rinse them down, put them back where they need to be, and then clean the bath, wipe down the rest of the walls, clean the watermarks off the floor and that scummy bit on the bath panel. I mean, who do I think I am that I can achieve that in 20 minutes? Because that is quite a stretch. And thankfully, the sink wasn't too bad because there's no way I would have had time to tackle any particular staining. I'm not mad keen on this bathroom, I have to say. It's a bit of a just like it'll do for now bathroom. So this is the original bathroom, I think, that came with the house. And then I have just changed out like taps, toilet seat, and then I had the bathroom retiled, I changed the shower, I replaced the flooring, but what I didn't do is replace like the whole bathroom suite. And I think if I'd known when I'd first moved in, like I will be in this house for over 10 years, then I would probably have done that. But now it feels like it's quite a lot of spend, because bathrooms are very expensive, for a house where ultimately, like, we know within the next 2 to 3 years we'd ideally like to move. So there we are. We are, I would say, stuck with it. It's not that bad. It really isn't that bad. And it's absolutely fine for the kids. And this is essentially the kids' bathroom. Because we have an ensuite to the main bedroom, which is what my husband and I mostly use. And we have a downstairs do. So this is the kids' bathroom. And for the kids, it is perfectly fine. We hardly ever use the shower that is over the bath. Really, I just use it for cleaning. The toilet seat, the kids' toilet seat came up really nice, like brand new. And also the toys, with a little bit of a scrub on some of them, a little bit of a scrub on the bath mat as well, was all good. Now we're moving on to that scummy bit on the bath panel, and I got my Sonic cleaning brush, and I have got pink stuff, like cream cleaner. And I have to say, the Sonic brush just wasn't the right size. It needed to be smaller. I really needed like an old school toothbrush, and thinking about it, I should have just used my daughter's toothbrush because she already had a new one ready to go. But there we are. It's fine. So I used my like IKEA, just like, it's kind of just like a dishpan brush. I used that and that did really well. Did I get all of the limescale off this particular bit of the bath panel? No, I did not. Like, if you look closely, you can still see some, but it probably requires like either like a flathead screwdriver or like a proper scraper just to go along the line and get the harder bits of limescale off. But given the time that I have, I'm literally down to minutes now, it will do. And then I used, for the watermarks on the floor, I used the Scrub Daddy and the pink stuff. And this came up so well. Like, do you know the jobs? You think a job's going to take you ages and then it doesn't. And if you think a job is going to be really quick, it's the opposite. And this is so one of those where I thought this is going to be, you know, a bit beyond me for the time that we have left. But it was absolutely fine. The timer went off and I knew I had, you know, 5 minutes leeway. So I decided to finish doing the watermarks. What I didn't end up doing is like a big deep clean of the floor. I just gave the rest of the floor a little wipe round and, you know, that'll do. Progress over perfection. And I feel like a lot of progress was made in this bathroom. Like, it looked a lot better by the time I had finished. So pleased to get rid of the watermarks and just pop in a few things back. But then we had the boat shaped shelving unit. Now really, I think this needs to go, like the whole unit. Let me know, what do you think? I think the whole thing needs to go because it's open, it's always messy, right? And you know, toilet roll can go somewhere else, bath bombs can go somewhere else, plasters can go somewhere else. I think that has to go. So I don't want to put a cabinet there. If I'm not putting a cabinet there, I think I just need that wall space clear. But for now, I left it and I just decluttered the things that should not be there. Most of it is rubbish. And there we go. Just a reminder, this is what we started with, okay? So we've gone back in time. This is what it was like before the clean. We've got a lot of toys, a grubby bath mat, grubby toys, and we have got an overflowing little, look at that shelf unit. That's what it gets like all the time though. I need to get rid of it, don't I? Toys on the floor, watermarks, and that scummy bath panel as well. What a yucky one. And honestly, I did, in the end, I got rid of bath toys that were like full of mold and just couldn't be cleaned up and recovered. So it was quite easy decisions to make. Toys that weren't being used or toys that were just yuck. Here is what we ended up with. So again, I've got the camera on a wide angle, so it's a little bit like distorted, but you get the gist of it. Bath mat looking much better, toys all clean and tidy, tiles looking way better. The floor has come out great. Like, there is, you know, pink stuff and Scrub Daddy. That is clearly what I need to be doing. Really pleased with this one, guys. I will see you in the next one.